Stereo camera turning on now. Hello camera 1, hello camera 2, right. Hello YouTube people, viewers, how you doing today? And in case you're wondering what you've clicked onto, you have clicked onto me, Paul Murphy, who is doing this, and looks like I've got nodding disease, but actually I've got two cameras there, and I don't know which one I'm going to be uploading. The 4K, which is you by the way, if it's you take like 2 hours to upload 5-minute video. Sorry about that, my lovely camco. Right, okay, I'm reading bits from my Beatles spoof. Or actually, they were post-solo Beatles. So post-Beatles spoof called the Fabbles, the solo years. And I'm going to go back just a little bit, so if you saw the previous video, I do apologise. Well, I don't apologise, I hope you enjoyed it, because there's other bits on this. So, 21st of August, 1971. In the UK, Music Weekly Melody Maker publishes the first of a 3-part harmony interview with ex-Fabbles producer George Smarty. The interview is conducted by Dick William, the well-known instruction. Dick William, how did you first get involved with the Fabbles, George? George, it's an interesting story. DW, go on. I was running a record label, Parlay Zone. We had no acts or any product, just a label. After about a year, I went to the powers that beat and said, look, we need to issue some records. Gosh, this book's heavy when you've got motor neuron disease. And this is a very lovely label, and I want to put it on something. Can't you put it on the wall, they replied. Making records costs money. So does my salary, I replied. Salary, they said? They didn't realise they were paying me. Get some records made immediately, they ordered. But no music. That cost money. So I had to record voices. That's why we were known as Parlay Zone. And they wouldn't let me bring the acts into the studio. I had to record them over the telephone. I'd call up the actor Peter Schizo, who was one of the groans, and he'd recite, turns page, sound effect, dun, 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 dun. 4 suits come along, turn the page boys. He'd recite a load of satire and all sorts of voices down the blower, and I would record it. You can see why in the industry we were known as parsimonious phone records. Actually, some of the records I made with Schizo still hold up today. There's a couple of his LPs over there holding up that wobbly table. Anyway, I did these records for a few years, some of them quite groundbreaking for their time. Bernard Clubbins talks the hits of the Bible. Arthur Mannering recites the speeches of Winston Churchill from his garden shed. Percy Warbler imitates the Great British Dustbin. Nothing had been seen or heard in Britain up till that point, and even after it. Eventually, the powers that be troops started to take notice and said to me, George, what the fuck are you doing? They insisted I record some pop music or shoot myself. It was very old school. Purely by chance, the day I was polishing my gun, this young fellow wandered in off the street. Is this Spanky's Hardcore S&M Club and Sandwich Bar? He asked me. No, I said, because it wasn't. You want the dungeon next door. Just ring on the bullwhip and they'll be up as soon as they can. The sign on the door says they've gone to lunch. Can I hang around here for a while? No, the sign says they've gone to Lynch. Stay here for a while and then you can hang around, I told him. He asked me what I did and I said I was a record producer, mainly spoken word pieces, but I was in the market for a pop group, but there were none down the market, so I was going for the second option. He said, but I manage a pop group. They're all teenage boys and they dress in leather. I'll bet they are and do, I thought to myself. Tell me more, I said, turning on the tape machine in case I got anything incriminating that I could use in lieu of a Christmas bonus. I run a record shop in Liverpool, he said. Siemens Enterprises, perhaps you've heard of it. Where did you come up with the name? I asked, but he didn't answer. I'm glad to say. Where'll I get to? I have this great band of boys and they're going to be bigger than Elvis, although only just, especially when the burgers kick in. Would you like to come up to Liverpool and hear them play? I explained that my passport was out of date, but if theirs was valid, they could come down to London and I would have auditioned them. So down they came and they auditioned. DW, what did you think of them? They were very interesting. I liked them. I listened intently to what they performed and then I told them to get lost. Why? Oh, the drummer wasn't any good. He was so late coming in on the beat that the audition was over before we started playing. So what happened then? Well, the manager begged me to give them a second chance. And did you? Yes, I said they could pay the studio. But Mr. Nepotism insisted I give them a second chance at an audition. I was doubtful, but Jim gave me a piece of paper with 2 + 2 = 4 written on it. I hope we've passed the addition, he smiled. I liked their humour, so I gave them another date. But I said they needed a new drummer or they'd get nowhere. They broke it to Pete gently by throwing him out of the van halfway up the motorway home. How did they fare the second time with Bongo on drums? Superb! They were even funnier. I was known for making comedy records, so I never turned the tape on when they were being funny, but I got to hear it, so that's good. How did you feel about them having their own material? Oh, it was great. Very soft. My wife made a nice piece of curtains out of some of it. And they performed their own songs for you. They did, about 20 of them, songs that they never ever played again. I was known for making music records, so I never turned the tape on, but I got to hear them all, so that's good. And at the end I gave them a recording contract. Were they pleased? Not really, I gave them Cleft Richard. Look at what you could have had if you'd sung How Do You Do What You Do to Me Without a Lubricant, like I asked them to. I said to them, but I threw myself off with that line completely, didn't I? But Mr. Nepotism stepped in and said they would record it if I gave them their own recording contract, and as I liked them so much, I did. We gave them a good deal too, 1/4 farthing per record, after the first million. And you let them record one of their own songs as their first single. Yes, it was a song that Paul had written mainly, Love Me Doo-Doo. Some people said it was crap. But it was a unique sound with Jim playing harmonica. Lovely girl, worked in the canteen. Very happy to find out how long Jim could hold his breath for, she was. And Jim wrote the follow-up. That's right, a song about his love of peas. I can still hear him singing it. Now you've got to watch out with the Northern Song copywriters, so you know which song I'm spoofing, but anyway, so I'm not even going to go near the melody line on it. Last night, oh, you baked me a pie, girl, with some chips that you had fried, girl. But peas please me, oh yeah, and baked beans too. I knew it was a hit the first time I saw it was #1. This interview is read in New York by Jim, who gets upset about it and writes an angry response, which is published in the next issue, angrily. Man, I need to take a break and get some oxygen in me. Bye for now. Thank you for your time. Here's the usual.